Well, low concentrations of red tide are being spotted along areas of southwest Florida, and it may be compromising some people's health. Fox 4's Leslie Delasbour took a look at the effects of being exposed to red tide and COVID-19.
Red tide is back, but one allergist says it will not increase your chances of getting COVID-19. According to the latest Florida Fish and Wildlife red tide map, levels are low, but that doesn't mean red tide isn't near. Allergist Dr. Larry Castillo tells us while red tide may be a toxin, it is not an immune suppressant.
So what it does is it can directly irritate or damage the tissue if you have enough contact to it. So the kind of things that it could trigger is it could trigger an asthma flare if you're close enough. It could exacerbate your allergies. It can induce coughing, irritation of your throat.
Do those symptoms sound familiar? Well, they are close to the symptoms of contracting COVID-19, but Dr. Castillo says effects of red tide and COVID are very different.
One of the things that it can induce is coughing and irritation of the sinuses and the throat. And typically, these are going to last for while you're exposed and at the most a few hours and should be gone by the next day. An exposure to COVID should be pretty straightforward because you're going to feel it. You're going to feel the burning, the irritation. Your lungs are notice that you were exposed to it. So it's not going to be for most people, it's not going to be a silent situation.
Even for those who are asymptomatic, red tide could have a mild effect on their bodies.
I mean, the chances are that the red tide will exacerbate it just like it would anybody else. Because at this point it's felt that when they're asymptomatic is not affecting anything, that their body's able to control it and it's not inducing any illness. So and that's the dangerous part.
Dr. Castillo says if you suffer from asthma, allergies, or other pre-existing conditions, the best way to protect yourself is to follow all Center for Disease Control and Prevention guidelines in place.
So if you're social distancing, you're quarantining indoors, you're wearing your mask, that's also going to cut down on your allergy issues.
On Sanibel, Leslie Delasbour, Fox 4 News.